Jesus, what if I'm not separate? A man once stood on the shore watching the ocean. He watched the waves rise and fall and said, "Look at that one. That one is bigger than the others." Another wave came and he said, "That one must be more important." Another wave rolled toward the sand and he said, "That one looks weak. It's already disappearing." But the ocean never said any of that. The ocean never divided itself into winners and losers. The ocean never called one wave special and another wave worthless. Every wave was the same water wearing a different shape for a moment. Now imagine one wave looking at another wave and saying, "You are the chosen wave. You are the holy wave. You are the only wave that came from the ocean." The ocean would laugh if oceans laughed, because every wave came from the same water, and every wave returns to the same water. The wave called Jesus never claimed to be a different ocean. He simply stopped pretending he was only a wave. That is the part people miss. They turned a brother into a statue. They turned a mirror into a throne. They turned an example into an exception. It's like standing in front of a mirror and saying, "The reflection is divine, but I am just ordinary." That makes no sense. The reflection only exists because the light is already here. Jesus did not arrive to stand above humanity. He arrived like the first student in a classroom who finally solved the equation on the board. He turned around and said, "Look, the answer was here the whole time." But the class misunderstood the demonstration. Instead of learning the equation, they framed the chalkboard. They hung it on the wall. They lit candles around it, and they said, "No one can ever do that again." Imagine a lighthouse speaking to ships in a storm. The lighthouse does not say, "I am special light." It says, "The same electricity that powers this lamp is available to you." The lighthouse simply stopped hiding the light. That is all Jesus represents. A lamp that stopped covering itself with a bucket. A mind that stopped believing the story of separation. People think the miracle is that Jesus was different. The miracle is that he was the same life, the same source, the same love. When he called humanity brother, it was not poetry. It was a correction. Because the moment brother appears, hierarchy disappears. Above and below disappear. Chosen and rejected disappear. Special and ordinary disappear. Brother means the same life wearing two costumes. Two actors on the same stage, reading lines from the same script. One finally looks up and whispers, "This is a play." That is what a little willingness does. Not power, not perfection, just willingness. A tiny crack in the door where truth can enter. Most people spend their lives polishing the mask of separation. They adjust the costume. They rehearse the character. They defend the role. But the one who wakes up first does something strange. He stops protecting the mask. He takes it off. And suddenly, everyone in the room realizes the same face is underneath. That is why the teaching sounds threatening to the ego. Because if Jesus is not separate, then neither are you. And if neither are you, the whole story of distance between God and man collapses instantly. The ladder disappears. The gate disappears. The middleman disappears. All that remains is what was always here. The same life. The same mind. The same light. Not above. Not below. Brother. And perhaps that is the quiet meaning behind the voice that once said, "Follow me."
Not follow me as a body walking down a road. Follow me out of the dream that you are something different from what God created.